On March 8, 1951, Raymond Martinez Fernandez and Martha Jewel Beck, infamously known as the Lonely Hearts Killers, met their fate in the electric chair at Sing Sing Correctional Facility in New York. Their execution marked the end of a chilling saga that captivated the nation. Convicted of a single murder, the duo was suspected of being responsible for as many as 20 gruesome deaths. Their victims, primarily lonely and vulnerable women, were lured through personal ads in local newspapers. These ads became the starting point for Fernandez and Beck's elaborate schemes, in which promises of love and companionship quickly turned into manipulation, theft, and murder. Their grisly crimes earned them a dark place in history, with their twisted romance inspiring several films and serving as a chilling reminder of the darker side of human nature. This is the true story of the Lonely Hearts Killers. Raymond Martinez Fernandez, born on December 17, 1914, in Hawaii to Spanish immigrant parents, led a life marked by instability and transformation. His childhood was spent moving frequently, and as a young adult, he crossed the Atlantic to live in Spain with his uncle. There, he married and started a family, establishing a seemingly ordinary life. However, Fernandez's trajectory changed dramatically after serving in World War II. Following the war, he abandoned his wife and 4 children, choosing to return to the United States in search of a different future. During his voyage back to America, a tragic accident occurred that would alter the course of his life forever. Fernandez suffered a severe head injury when a metal hatch fell on him, causing significant damage to his frontal lobe. This injury, which left him hospitalized for 3 months, is believed to have profoundly impacted his behavior, reducing his impulse control and increasing his aggression. After his recovery, Fernandez drifted into a life of crime, engaging in theft and fraudulent activities. His criminal endeavors landed him in prison, where his transformation into the man who would become one half of the Lonely Hearts Killers began. In prison, Fernandez befriended a Haitian cellmate who introduced him to the practices of voodoo. Deeply influenced, Fernandez came to believe that these rituals gave him a supernatural charm, making him irresistible to women. According to Time, this newfound confidence and his manipulative tendencies became central to his schemes. Upon his release, Fernandez used his supposed charisma to exploit lonely women, setting the stage for the heinous crimes that would later define his infamy. Martha Jewel Beck was born on May 6, 1920, in Milton, Florida, into a life that would be marked by struggle and trauma. A glandular condition caused her to experience premature puberty and become significantly overweight, leading to social ostracism and a troubled childhood. Beck would later claim during her trial that her early years were marred by severe abuse, including sexual assault by her brother and physical abuse from her mother. These experiences left deep psychological scars that likely shaped her adult relationships and decisions. Despite her tumultuous upbringing, Beck showed determination and completed nursing school. However, her weight and appearance, coupled with societal stigma, made securing a job difficult. For a time, she drifted around the United States, facing financial instability and personal hardship. Eventually, she returned to Florida, pregnant with her first child, a daughter born out of wedlock. Not long after, Beck became pregnant again, this time with a son. She hastily married the father of her second child, but the marriage quickly dissolved, leaving her a single mother of 2 young children. In 1946, Beck found some stability when she secured a position at the Pensacola Hospital for Children. Her role there offered her a sense of purpose and an opportunity to support her family. However, her personal life remained tumultuous, and she longed for companionship. In 1947, seeking love and acceptance, she placed a personal ad in a Lonely Hearts column. Her ad caught the attention of Raymond Martinez Fernandez, a charismatic but deeply manipulative man living in New York City. Fernandez traveled to Florida to meet Beck, and during his visit, they formed a quick and intense connection. Though Fernandez returned to New York shortly after their meeting, The bond between them grew stronger. Beck's life took another turn when she was unexpectedly fired from her job at the hospital. Faced with limited options and deeply infatuated with Fernandez, she made the bold decision to uproot her life and move to New York to be with him. Once Martha Jewel Beck arrived in New York to be with Raymond Fernandez, her devotion to him quickly became absolute. She not only tolerated his flaws, but embraced his criminal lifestyle, cementing her role as his loyal and willing partner in crime. Fernandez, in turn, revealed his schemes and fraudulent practices to her, finding in Beck a steadfast accomplice. Together, they embarked on a chilling and depraved journey that would etch their names into infamy as the Lonely Hearts Killers. Deeply influenced by her love for romantic fantasies and driven by her unyielding affection for Fernandez, Beck made a shocking sacrifice. She gave up her children to the Salvation Army, devoting herself entirely to Fernandez and his schemes. Fernandez continued to respond to Lonely Hearts ads, using his charm to exploit vulnerable women. To gain their trust, Beck often posed as his sister, a ploy that added an air of respectability to Fernandez and put his victims at ease. Beck's involvement extended far beyond deception. Her presence solidified the illusion of normalcy, ensuring that Fernandez could carry out his manipulative plans without suspicion. Despite her unwavering support, Beck's obsessive love for Fernandez bred intense jealousy. If Fernandez became physically intimate with one of the women, Beck's rage was uncontrollable. In 1949, this jealousy boiled over when Fernandez became engaged to Janet Fay, a 66-year-old widow who moved into his Long Island apartment. Upon discovering the two in bed, Beck's fury erupted, and she attacked Fay, bludgeoning her with a hammer. Fernandez then strangled Fay to ensure her death. This brutal murder forced the pair to flee to Michigan when Fay's family began raising suspicions about her disappearance. In Michigan, Fernandez and Beck settled in Wyoming Township, a quiet suburb of Grand Rapids. There, in February 1949, they met Delphine Downing, a 28-year-old widow with a 2-year-old daughter. Downing had come to meet the pair but became distressed during their encounter. Fernandez, attempting to calm her, gave her sleeping pills, which left her unconscious. However, the situation escalated when Downing's daughter began crying, irritating Beck. Unable to contain her frustration, Beck choked the girl, leaving visible bruises. Fearing that Downing would report them upon waking and seeing her injured child, Fernandez shot and killed her. The pair then stayed in Downing's home for several days, but the child's crying became too much for Beck to bear. In a horrifying act, Beck drowned the toddler to silence her. They buried the bodies in the basement, but their suspicious behavior had already drawn the attention of neighbors, who reported the disappearances to the police. Wyoming Township authorities soon arrested Fernandez and Beck at the scene of their crimes. Under interrogation, Fernandez confessed to 17 murders across the country, though he later recanted, claiming he had confessed to protect Beck. He believed Michigan's lack of a death penalty might shield them from execution, but both were extradited to New York to face charges for the murder of Janet Fay. New York, at the time, had the death penalty. Fernandez and Beck were tried, convicted, and sentenced to death in the electric chair. While Fernandez attempted to shield Beck, her statements revealed her perspective on their actions. In a haunting final interview, she declared, "What does it matter who is to blame? My story is a love story, but only those tortured with love can understand what I mean. I was pictured as a fat, unfeeling woman. I am not unfeeling, stupid, or moronic. In the history of the world, how many crimes have been attributed to love?" On March 8, 1951, Raymond Martinez Fernandez and Martha Jewel Beck were executed at Sing Sing Correctional Facility for the murder of Janet Fay. Though Fernandez had confessed to 17 killings, the true number of their victims remains unknown. Their actions left an indelible scar on the concept of personal ads, casting a shadow of fear over what had once been a hopeful avenue for companionship. While modern dating methods such as online platforms and missed connection posts have become normalized, the cautionary tale of the Lonely Hearts Killers continues to resonate, a grim reminder of the dangers that can lurk behind the promise of love.